Hey guys, welcome back to Four Simple Lives. If you're new here, we're a full-time RV family that hit the road after I retired from the Air Force, traveling the country and sharing the highs, lows, and everything in between.
Before we jump in, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It helps our channel and it also keeps you informed on all of our crazy adventures.
So today's video is an awesome one because we're kicking off 2026 by taking a look back at our favorite RV parks of 2025. We're going to give you our top 5 RV parks, and then we're going to give you a little bonus Harvest Host at the end, so stay tuned all the way to the end. So this list is in no particular order, but we'll just start. So number 1 was Red Gate Farms RV Resort right outside of Savannah, Georgia. So this place was on a farm, horse farm, right? There was a horse farm.
Yeah.
The sites were very spacious. I think it was mostly all grass, but you know, it's kind of like cul-de-sacs. You went around the middle entry. So there was tons of spots where you could pull forward and back in if you have trouble with that. So one of the great things about this park was they had horseback riding lessons. They had a whole stable there. So Emma, I'm sure if you guys have been watching this for a while, you know that Emma is an English rider. She did it a lot before I retired and we hit the road. So we got her, I think, 2 lessons at this place. And it was great because they kind of spoke to us about what experience Emma has. It wasn't just a standard, here's your first time on the horse, we'll do these little things like a pony ride. So they really kind of tailored it to her ability and her skill set. So it was really awesome. So while we were at Red Gate Farms RV Resort, I had to go home, right? My parents were having a little medical issue. So really, I just drove up, parked the family, rented a car, out early the next day, and I left. So Melissa and the kids really got to enjoy it. So what was some of the things that was cool about that park?
So at Red Gate Farms, they have an old trolley tour stop, and that's what the kids and I took to tour downtown Savannah, which is super convenient, especially because you don't have to worry about parking when you go downtown. While we were there, we definitely recommend checking out Savannah Candy Kitchen. We got chocolates there and then ate it at... We got chocolates there and then ate it at the Bubba Gump Square that's there in downtown Savannah. So make sure you go check it out. That was really cool.
Yeah, it was what, Chippewa Square?
Chippewa Square,
that was where Forrest Gump, for the Forrest Gump fans, that's where they filmed it. So check out Chippewa Square. But definitely recommend Red Gate Farms RV Resort outside of Savannah.
Yes.
Number 2 on our list is Port St. Joe RV Resort, right in Port St. Joe, Florida, between Mexico Beach and Apalachicola. Right on the water. You just the RV park, the street, and the water's right there. A little tight to get into, but we were kind of in the, I think we spent a week there, so the sites in the back were pretty wide open. But man, was it beautiful. We had sunsets right outside of our window every day. We could see the beach. Just Port St. Joe, we've been going there for years, several years, so It's been really great.
Yeah, it was really nice because all you had to do was just walk across the street and you were right on the water, and that's where, like Danny said, we had epic sunsets and sunrises, and it was just really peaceful there. I just really enjoy that place.
Yeah, it's a cool place. And if you don't feel like cooking, you have to go to Joe Mama's Wood-Fired Pizza in Port St. Joe. So we've been going there for years. We were probably there 3-4 times. First time was maybe 15 years ago. We went to Joe Mama's Wood-Fired Pizza, and we were talking to the owner. And if anyone who is a pizza aficionado knows the reason why New York pizza is so great is because of the water. The water in New York makes the dough, which makes the pie. You absolutely have to recommend it. The prices are pretty reasonable. It's in the downtown area, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nice shops and restaurants and bars there. But the number 1 restaurant you got to go to is Joe Mama's Wood-Fired Pizza.
Yeah, make sure to go check it out. It's delicious.
Number 3 on the list is Dumbarton Quarry Campground on the Bay, right outside of San Francisco. So this was a really cool park because usually when you're in these big cities, you're going to be in like an urban campground setting where it's just blacktop with hookups and there's nothing to do. Well, this was on like 50-60 acres.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was about 63 sites there. Really big sites, had a lot of room in between the sites. Very secure inside kind of a gated area. You had to go to a gate guard to get there. And it was only about 35 minutes to downtown San Francisco. So when we did Alcatraz and we went to Oracle Park to see the San Francisco Giants play. So it's one of those really cool parks that you wouldn't expect so close to a big city.
Yeah, we had a great time there. Sadie and I definitely took some walks on the trails and stuff, so it was really awesome. One thing to remember, though, is the turkeys. The turkeys were all over the place over there. They greeted us when we came in, so watch an eye for those turkeys.
Yes, and they will leave presents all over your site when you come out in the morning, so take note of that. But really great, wide open spaces, felt very safe, so close to a big city. So Dumbarton Quarry Campground, we definitely recommend.
Yeah, and when you go to San Francisco, we did the Alcatraz tour, which I was actually surprised. We had a great time as a family. The kids loved it. I didn't know how I was going to go, but we actually had a great time checking out a prison.
Yeah, really, the kids really enjoyed it. And then, of course, we saw the Full House houses. If any of you are Full House fans back in the 90s, the couple of row houses. What do they call them? The Painted Ladies?
Painted Ladies.
Yeah, the Painted Ladies. So that was cool. Went to Fisherman's Wharf, see all the sea lions there. So there's a lot of stuff to do there, but if you're not a city person, this is a great campground for you because you can go see city during the day and then you can get out of that mess at night and go to Dumbarton Quarry. Really good place.
Yeah, check it out. Number 4.
Number 4 on our list is Splash RV Resort in Milton, Florida. It's right off of I-10, so it's super convenient when you're traversing the country. It's a giant water park. They have 2 pools, and then a lazy river / pool with water slides. They got bars, restaurants, the tiki bar. The sites are big, really good. I think the majority were back in. Maybe there was some pull through, but they have a lot of Class A, like motor coach pull-in ones that are kind of around their little lake there.
Yeah.
But really great place for the winter. So we spent the entire month of December last year there, and the rate was like $1,400 for the month.
Yeah.
Which is really great because you're in Florida, but you're not down here in South Florida where you're dealing with all the crowds of the Orlando and the TTO, Thousand Trails Orlando. You're not really dealing with that huge crowd. So the weather, not as great as Southern Florida for sure, but it was affordable for the month. The kids had a water park basically to themselves. We were there camping with some friends. So the 4 kids had a blast every day going to the water park. It was really, really a cool place.
Yeah, definitely check it out. And also close to Splash RV Resort is going to be Navarre Beach, which is definitely our favorite beach, hands down, in my opinion. It's the best beach in Florida, so make sure you go check it out.
Yeah, it's the prettiest beach in the world. So don't tell anybody about Navarre, Florida.
Yeah, keep it a secret.
All right, and number 5 on our list is Sun Outdoors Orange Beach, Alabama. So we did 3 weeks here, I think.
Yeah.
We went kind of late winter, early spring, so there wasn't a ton of people there. They have 2 different sections, kind of like the old section in the beginning of the park, and then the newer sections in the back where all the pool and they have restaurants and arcade and all that stuff. So we kind of liked being in the front because it was a little less crowded. We went over to the pool, did what we wanted to do, kind of got out of the chaos, but really cool place. The sites were great. I mean, they were huge. It was like you probably could pull 2 RVs back to back into each site.
No, it was really, really fun. And we had a fire pit, and the site that we booked for Sadie had the fenced-in dog area.
Yeah, so it's really cool. So it's the wharf, I think, is across the street.
Yep.
So it's like within half a mile of the wharf right across the street. So they have tons of restaurants and shops, and you're on the water, entertainment all the time, which is really cool. And again, going in that off season, that was like March, April, I guess we were there. It wasn't too crowded. The wharf, you could get a table anytime you wanted to go anywhere, and just that entire area. You can go all on the Gulf side of the water. Is that what it is?
Yeah, the Gulf side of the water, and then also they had that awesome state park there too.
Oh yeah, and there's a great state park there. I can't remember the state park, but the state park is right on the beach. So you just pay $5-10 to park, and then you're kind of like in the state park, but it's on the ocean, and it's just a really cool, relaxing place. All right, here's that bonus one for you guys. We told you we would give you a bonus harvest host for all you boondockers, dry campers out there. So we went to Raging Bull Vineyard. It was right outside of Orland, California. Man, it was beautiful. Yeah, it's like probably 200-acre vineyard. We pulled up and went inside. The owner came out, told me to jump in his gator, and he said, let's just drive around, find a spot where you want to go. So they have a couple of hookup sites. I mean, maybe just electric. But you really want to get out into the property of the vineyard. So he drove me around in his gator. We kind of went up on this bluff. Just 360 views of the vineyard. So you can see all the vines. And then we had a great sunset, a nice sunrise in the morning. We sat out there. We were with our friends Rob and Trish. So we had 2 RVs up there. Did a fire at night. It was absolutely peaceful. The stars came out. Really, really cool.
Yeah, and we were the only ones there. So he told us to let the dogs off the leash and just wander. And they were great people. We had a great time. And the wine was really good.
Yeah, the building is really cool. They have like a little, I think it was a man-made kind of like lake pond, and they built a gazebo outside there with chairs. So we sat out the gazebo, looked at the water. We went in. The funny thing is, the Vineyard, they were having like a 70th birthday party for somebody, and they were like, "No, just come in, come in." So they cleared people away, gave us a table. We had a few tasters. I think our friends Rob and Trish bought a couple souvenirs there.
Yeah.
And then we just sat at the pavilion on the water, and then we went up to our sites and had a campground, and it was just incredibly peaceful. The weather was perfect. We opened the windows, just had a nice breeze at night.
Yeah.
So Raging Bull Vineyard in Orland, California. If you're passing through and you're looking for a great harvest host, definitely check them out.
Yeah, absolutely. And our stay was courtesy of our Big Beard batteries, or we would not have been able to boondock there.
Yeah, that's true. We did Starlink. We do everything we want with Big Beard batteries.
We do.
It's like we're at a full hookup RV park, except without the people.
Yeah. So thanks for watching this episode on our top 5+1 bonus campgrounds of 2025. Please let us know in the comments, is there any that you would like to visit in 2026 or that you guys have been to already? We would love to hear your feedback. And next week we're going to be at the Tampa Super Show. So let us know in the comments also, what RVs are you guys looking forward to seeing? And we will hopefully film a video for you guys. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next time.
See you next week.